Alright guys, so today I'm going to try my best to explain the 4 referendum questions that are on this year's ballot to you. If you go to Brantford, you have 4. If you're a WLUSU student, you only have 3. If you really don't care about the explanations, I'm going to tell you to vote yes to all of them anyways, so you can stop watching now. But if you actually want an explanation, I'll go through each of the questions and I'll do my best to make them understandable. Okay, so referendum question number 1 is only for Brantford students, and it goes like this. Do you support the creation of a new Laurier-Brantford athletic complex fee of $8 per half credit to a maximum of $40 per term to support the creation of Laurier-Brantford/YMCA athletic complex to be applied starting September 2013 until April 2023? First of all, this project's kind of already been started, so it would be really silly at this point to vote no. Also, what you need to understand is that it's a maximum of $8 for up to 10 years. If they get more funding, then either the fee will be reduced or the length of term that it's applied will be reduced. But it's really up to you guys whether you want an athletic complex or not. I would like one if I went to Brantford, so I'd say vote yes. So, referendum question number 2, and this is where they start to get complicated, goes like this. Do you support that Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Unions adopts a preferential ballot system using the single transferable vote, or STV, voting system for the annual general meeting, special general meeting, or any other general meeting where a multi-winner position is being contested? Yes or no? So basically this question only really applies to the board of directors because that's the only multiple winner position that we elect. Since there are 15 seats, you would rank your choices 1 through 15. So right now you're allowed to vote for up to 15 people, even if there are 20 candidates. So you would still vote for up to 15, but you would rank them 1st through 15th. So what's your top choice to your lowest choice? This system basically uses a fairly complicated formula that I'm not going to attempt to explain to establish a threshold. So if, for example, there were 30 votes and 5 seats available, the threshold would be 8, which means you need 8 votes to get a seat. So, in this example, if we had 10 identical ballots, and on all 10 ballots, person A was ranked number 1, and person B was ranked number 2. After the first 8 ballots were counted, person A would already have enough votes to be elected, which means they would be in, and then the last 2 ballots, we would actually count their second choice, which was person B. So those votes would go to the other person. This process will keep going until all 15 spots are filled, which means there's no 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place winners. You can only get a maximum of 8 votes in this example. So once you reach the threshold, votes stop counting to you, and people that would have voted for you, it goes to their second choice. If their second choice has already gotten through, it goes to their 3rd, and so on until all 15 spots are filled. All in all, it's not going to make a huge difference as far as the board of directors goes, but it is a smart system to put in place. It makes sure that the right people are getting elected, so I do support it at the end of the day. Referendum question number 3 applies only to the election of the president, and it goes like this. Do you support that the Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union adopts a preferential ballot system using the optional instant runoff vote, IRV, voting system for the annual general meeting, special general meeting, or any other general meeting where a single winner position is being contested? Yes or no? So this is actually a really cool system. And like I said, it applies only to the president. So in this year's election, if this existed, you would rank your presidential candidates 1 through 5. So your 1st choice through your 5th choice. To win the election, a candidate needs 50% plus 1 of the vote. So if 3,000 students voted, then a candidate needs 1,501 votes to win. In the first round, the system will count all people's number 1 rankings, so just their 1st place rankings. If no one meets the 50% plus 1 threshold, then whoever's in last place will be dropped, and all their number 2 votes will be applied to the remaining candidates. If after that person is dropped and their number 2 votes are applied to all the candidates, no one still meets the 50% plus 1 threshold, then the 4th place candidate would be dropped, and so on until finally one candidate met the 50% plus 1 threshold. This is basically a way of assuring that people's top choice for president are the one who gets in. And in looking at this question and going back and looking at some of the results from elections previous where presidents won with only about a 30% mandate, this could have very realistically changed the outcome of who won that election. That being said, I think this is actually a much better system for assuring that the most qualified or most supported candidate is the one who gets elected. So without a doubt, I would also say vote yes to this. Referendum question number 4 is really just a technicality. It's a minor change to the Students' Union Constitution, but it's really just a change for technical reasons. Any changes to the Constitution, though, whether important or not, have to go to referendum. So the question goes like this. The Board of Directors will automatically refer any referendum to the membership at the next available annual, general, or special meeting upon receiving written request from no less than 5% of the eligible voting membership, yes or no. It basically means that if 5% of students submit in writing that they want a referendum question deferred to the next election, then it will be. It's probably never going to happen, but it just needs to be in there for policy reasons. So vote yes, because it doesn't matter.